Ecumenically?
Right.
That'd be good.
Starting. There we go. We are live. Okay. Move you over here so we can see if anybody comments. Alright. So, hello everyone, my name is CJ and this is my wife Tish, and we own Replay Games. So a lot of you know me as Cassidy. I grew up as CJ, but Cassidy's just fine, Cass, whatever. So, and yeah, we got some cool announcements that we're excited to share with you guys about reopening. So we do have our comments up, so if you do comment, we'll be able to answer any questions that might come up. But we just got a few things we want to share as far as what the coronavirus isolation looked like for us and how it's going to affect us reopening. So I'll let Tish get started.
Okay, well, we are excited to announce, a little bit nervous, but mostly excited to announce that we are reopening on Thursday. 2 days from now. Today is Tuesday. We'll open Thursday. Let me look at the date. The 18th.
Good math.
I can do math, sort of. Thursday the 18th at 2 p.m. We are going to run basically our normal hours. So Tuesday through Thursday will be 2 to 10 p.m. Friday will be noon 2 to midnight. We haven't been working in so long, I don't know what our hours are. 2 to midnight on Fridays, and then Saturdays are noon to midnight. So look for us opening our doors this Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, so we'll be putting the sign back out when the store is open, just like normal. So if the sign is out, we are technically open. There might be some days because of weather where, like normally, we would pull the sign in with insane winds and stuff like that. So just to be aware of that. But yeah, so what's new? We've been working on a bunch of quality of life upgrades for the store, as well as some really cool improvements for the arcade. One of the big quality of life ones that we're both excited for is all of the drawers have been upgraded to industrial grade rails now, so they can open fully and we can actually get to the backs of the drawers without like the NES drawer pulling 5 out to get to the back.
We're really excited about this, but this doesn't affect you at all.
But it was still a good project to get done while we were closed, and it's one of those projects that we could only really do when we're closed. So, but yeah.
We've been doing a lot of rentals over our quarantine season. We've actually had all 4 of our Switches rented out basically constantly.
With a waiting list.
With a waiting list. So we super appreciate you guys for doing that. We're going to continue to do rentals. You can rent any game from our library for $10 a week. And you can also rent older generation consoles. We only have our 4 PS4s, 4 Xbox Ones, and 4 Switches, so we're going to keep those in store. But anything older generation, we'd be glad to let you rent. If you're not feeling ready to come in and play with us, we totally get that. But we want to give you an opportunity for some entertainment at home too.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, if you guys would like us to continue getting some Switches for renting to play at home at your convenience, or PS4s, Xbox Ones for that matter, let us know. I mean, if it's something that there's enough demand for, we would definitely want to explore those options, as well as, you know, it's already hard enough to try to get used systems for those the current generation, and then, you know, once we get into the PlayStation 5 stuff, it's going to just get even more complex from there. So, you know, we're always listening to your feedback on how we can service you guys better. So yeah, so I get a lot of the boring stuff of what's going on because I was basically living here. So a lot of our trade-in stuff, we get a lot of things that, you know, might not sell well, or they're just third-party junk items kind of things. So I've been spending a lot of time sorting through the junk box essentially and finding out what needs to be kept, and just kind of cleaning up some of our behind-the-scenes options in the closets and stuff. So yeah.
One of the other things we did a lot of was we reevaluated our online selling. We're still working on getting a few systems listed online as far as what we have for sale. We've been primarily using a site called pricecharting.com. I'm pretty sure it's .com. Why wouldn't it be .com? We have most of our older stuff. We still need to do some Xbox 360, and a little bit of PS3 to get up there. As always, if you see something online that you want to buy from us, come in store and do it, or give us a call over the phone. If you're local, you don't need to pay shipping, for sure. But yeah, that's been a big project. It's been a little bit mind-numbing, you know, entering games.
Data entry over and over again.
we're pretty excited to have an online store for you guys to shop in.
So, and then with the online stuff, we've also been upgrading our app that we use for showing what we have for the arcade. There's still plenty of games to get put up there, but we're using a program called GG app, Good Game GG. So GG app, it's a free account. You can sign up for yourself if you want to track your own collection. But what we're going to use it for is showing what's going to be in the arcade inventory, which is also our rental inventory too. So, but once we're able to get everything up online as far as the catalog is concerned, that's where we could start getting into lists where it's like we could create these games are E for everyone, T kind of stuff, and so we can get more specialized options with this app as well, which is really cool. And it also pulls screenshots and videos automatically, which is really nice. And it was an app similar to an app that we had used previously, but the developer on that app had backed out on us and did it to a bunch of customers where they're just like, hey, by the way, we're not even going to send you an email to let you know that the app no longer works. So this new app is a lot better, and the developer is very passionate about the project, and he's very involved with his Discord, so it's nice to be able to get continuous feedback from him for that. So so it's something that we're really excited for bringing. And then, like I said, you can get your own free account to sign up and check it out, ggapp.com, I believe. But otherwise, there's a phone app as well as a web browser version you can use as well. So.
All right, so the big announcement, we've kind of been holding off on this one for a while, and with 3 months of being closed, we decided now is a good time. We have heard you guys asking about what about retro PC gaming. We are excited to announce that starting Thursday when we open, we will have 3 retro PCs available for anything like 15 years or older. So we're not going to do a lot of the new gaming. It would really tax the systems when they're not super
powerful PCs,
but we're going to have a lot of old stuff, a lot of Diablo, StarCraft, a lot of really fun stuff happening on there. So that's something really new that you guys probably want to come in and check out.
Yeah, so the PCs, we'll have a couple of newer games on there because, we can never have enough Minecraft, it seems like. So that will probably be the extent of the capability of these machines. They're definitely a lower end all-in-one unit that can mount on the back of our TV, so they're not a large machine already. But we're really excited to be able to do some old school Diablo lands or Baldur's Gate and Age of Empires, that kind of thing. So looking forward to showing those off on Thursday.
All right. Oh, this is you too. You have the next one.
Oh, yep, because I kind of leached off your PC. So
that's okay.
Another big excitement thing is we've added a couple hundred games to our inventory since being closed for the coronavirus. We had a really cool partnership set up with Section 9 where they were getting rid of a lot of their physical older games that they don't really need to hold on to, and so we bought a large inventory from them. So a few of those games are for sale that we already had duplicates of already. But then we added easily 300 or more games to our inventory, which is really cool to see how that transaction has affected us and been able to help them through the coronavirus as well. So, really engaging in that community spirit stuff. So.
All right, so our last new thing is that we are going to have, hopefully later today, but for sure by tomorrow, we're going to have online reservations set up for you guys. As we're kind of reopening after coronavirus and wanting to maintain like a 50 to 75% capacity to follow the health suggestions, we are really going to encourage you guys to use our online reservations, call us, email us, let us know when you're coming in and how long you might want to stay, how many of you there are, just so that we can have a really good idea of who's in the store, who's not. We want to be able to give everybody the best experience possible. So we're going to kind of also talk some more about some of our corona policies, but that's the big one, is that we'll have online reservations launching in the next day or so.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll be talking about specifically the obvious things of, if you're not well, if you're coughing or sneezing or whatever, stay home. The the stupid thing with this coronavirus is that it's very atypical for the majority of people. You're not showing symptoms, but you could still be carrying and transmitting it. So if you're not feeling well, just do everybody the service to stay home, just because we don't know what it's gonna, who's who, kind of thing. And so just kind of take care of your neighbor kind of mentality is what we want to go forward with. And so with like what Tish was saying with the online reservations, our CEO is rocking some TV in the background here.
And it's apparently hilarious.
It's hilarious, yeah. So, but anyways, the online reservation stuff will be really helpful for groups of 5 or more. I mean, we can handle groups of any size, 2, 3, 4, whatever, but especially when we get into that 5 or more, we're really concerned about that 50 to 75% capacity. And so the hardest thing with all of this is like, what is a recommendation? What is an actual guideline that you have to follow, kind of stuff. And so they're annoyingly not clear about that. So they just want you to do due diligence and not be ignorant as to how you might be taking care of your customers and stuff like that. So the biggest thing is, the sooner you can tell us, the better. Even a phone call on the way will at least let us tell you how full we currently are, kind of thing.
Right.
So. And
just to remember that the main day, like if you can't do it any other day, call us on Saturday, because we're often really busy on Saturdays. So,
Saturdays, I mean, a lot of you know how busy we are on Saturdays. So.
The other thing, if you, we're going to say masks are recommended. We totally get if you are the one sitting at your console by yourself, not really talking to anybody, take your mask off. No big deal. We will both have masks available for ourselves. If you would prefer that we put it on when we're talking to you, we'll be glad to do that. Just let us know what your comfort level is. We've always talked about how this is a community. We wanted to be a group. We wanted to be doing what you guys want. We're not about some big corporation, obviously. Here are the two of us. So we want to make this the right experience for all of us.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things when you think about, like, when you go to a restaurant and, especially for adults, if you're socially drinking with somebody, you might be there for maybe 2 hours kind of situation. I mean, I can't imagine how much longer you'd be there after that, especially with eating and stuff. But here, we're here for more than an hour, more than 3 hours. Our day passes are all day. So one of the things that has been a tricky part of how to deal with this is how often we get customers that want to try 15 different games while they're here and on 13 different systems, kind of thing. So the biggest thing is we're not going to be able to easily let people switch systems. The way that we're going to do it with our cushions is once you sat into a cushion, we'll bring that cushion to your next spot if you want to move it. But because of this process to switch systems, you're not going to be able to switch as quickly as you used to, might be familiar with when you're here. So, we want to be conscious about how much work is involved when it goes from, if you're going from the front to the back half especially. So, we'll take your cushion with you to the new chair. All of our chairs, or I should say every other chair, is going to have a cushion removed from it to help encourage that social distancing. But like Tish already mentioned, if you're coming with friends, we can let you sit with each other. That's not a problem. It's really about the individual groups that we want to space those out from each other. So.
Right. The other part that will probably affect you guys a little bit is for this season, we're going to make, anytime we've got a party in store, any kind of birthday party, bachelor party, anything like that, we're going to close to outside people. For that, generally it's about 2 hours. So we'll close for that length of time. And we'll post that on our Facebook page. We will put signage up, all that kind of stuff. But just so that you're aware, especially looking at Fridays and Saturdays, because those are our big party days, to be just be aware that this block of time may not be available to you.
And this is especially for, that's one of the reasons why we're encouraging this for the larger groups, 5 or more, but specifically for the parties that are going to be 10 or more, the sooner you can tell us, the sooner we can let the other members of the community know, just so we can, get that on social media and stuff like that to start promoting that, hey, these 2 hours, 2.5 hours with cleanup and stuff like that will be closed, and then reopening kind of stuff. And so, like I said, we want to take care of our neighbors with this new normal, if you want to call it that, for the coronavirus guidelines. So.
Just a couple of safety concerns. We were so touched a couple of weeks ago by so many of you reaching out when you were seeing our building being damaged in the riots on that Saturday night. And I can't tell you what that meant to us.
You can actually see the windows are still kind of boarded up behind us. So.
Behind us, you can see. But gosh, that meant a lot. So a couple of things to be aware of. They are working on getting windows replaced, but apparently that's going to be a big, long process. And the front door had broken glass in it. So if you're coming, and especially if you're coming with kids. Just try not to let them touch the door. They've gotten most of it out of it, but along the edges.
The perimeter of the glass where.
Yeah, I'm always grabbing Connor's hand and getting him to stop grabbing a hold of that. So just be super careful with the front door. And then, watch your step. If you happen to see, we've been sweeping and vacuuming like crazy in here, but if you happen to see a piece of glass, let one of us know.
Yeah.
We'll take care of that for you.
I did take pictures of that front door that I'll post just to kind of show you guys what to expect. But I mean, basically, it's a two panes of glass that they the outer pane broke or shattered, and so they knocked the rest of it out. But around that perimeter edge, especially where little hands could get at, is where our concern is. And so just be mindful of the kids. I'll see with the landlord about maybe putting some more tape around that perimeter for kids, but that's just our biggest concern, knowing our 3-year-old. So,
but we do have Band-Aids. Should you have an issue coming in.
So, yeah. The other thing with the coronavirus stuff, I mean, this is a public space, and so it's just like going to another restaurant or store or whatever, but just kind of that mentality that when you enter a public space that, we're going to work with you on contact tracing and stuff like that, that is just, you're taking obvious risk when you come to a public place, especially one like ours that's enclosed. So just be keeping that in mind as well as we're getting into this new phase of what new normal is going to look like.
Yeah. And so for us, I guess one of the last things to say right now, we are not taking trade-ins. We don't have the budget for that right now. We really want to continue to remain open for as long as we can. We love you guys. We love this business. So for right now, the only trade-ins we would consider taking were games that we do not already have. So a quick way to check on that would be to go onto our website and look at the arcade catalog. You can take a look there, or you can give us a call or an email, and we'll take a look at that. But we really super want to limit that for now. We actually love taking trade-ins. We love getting stuff from you guys, but we just can't. We can't
Especially
make that work.
Frequency that we're getting it beforehand, it was just it's definitely a large item on our budget line, and is especially to reapproach what stability is going to look like. We needed to limit somewhere, and so we wanted to be able to still get new games in. If you got a game that you think would be really good for the arcade, we definitely will still want to have that conversation. And I mean, our pricing methodology for the trade-ins isn't going to change at all. It's just a matter of how much we had been spending on a monthly basis for trade-ins, right. Especially for Madden 99 for PS1 or something like that. We don't need to be wasting those pennies on those, and so we'd rather put that towards something that's going to be more beneficial to the community as well. So, but yeah, so we that was the biggest things we want to talk about. So we are.
Thanks, Ben. We're excited about the doors too.
We're going to go into any questions. If you guys have any, we'll happily answer them right now. Otherwise, in a few moments here, if we don't hear anything, we'll just go ahead and close and look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. So. One of the things that I'm super excited for with these retro PCs is the 3-man Diablo games. I mean, I played a lot of Diablo growing up, and so Diablo 2 is definitely on my priority list for these PCs, so I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited to be able to show this off to you guys. I mean, it's one of those things that if you got your own keyboard and mouse that you want to bring in, same with controllers, you're welcome to. Same recommendations with headphones. We'll have the headphone jacks available, but you'll want to bring in your own headphones. We have options for how to do that. So it's a pretty cool system. We got 8 terabytes memory for each of these PCs. So we're happy to have plenty of space for that, and just, figuring out how we can move forward with that. So.
Trying to think if there's anything else we've been doing
besides going crazy.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
We've played a lot of games.
I finished quite a few games and saw that we 100%ed the Super Mario Odyssey, which was an insane short. Like, I haven't really gone hardcore into a 3D Mario game like that since Mario 64, so it was fun for me to do that. But at the same time, there's a few of those moons to get that are just like, this is dumb, this is bad design kind of thing. So I had some minor frustrations with that. So, but you've been playing. We played some more Captain Toad, and you've been working on a game called Oceanhorn, which is a new game.
Oceanhorn, yeah, kind of a Zelda clone, but not quite as big of a world as Zelda, which is a little bit more like what I can handle. That's been fun. We've done a lot of Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
CEO's favorite game.
So they are very small, built all-in-one PCs. So the PCs have the Intel HD 550 or 500, I can't remember exactly. So it's onboard video. I mean, we're talking Windows XP and older. So I mean, they're not a gaming PC, but for the purposes of these older games, they're plenty powerful. Think like the Pentium 4s and older for that. So, but yeah, and then just kind of, I don't know, we took the first 2 weeks with the coronavirus situation to have a little bit of a staycation where we've been going so hard for so long that we took a break, which was nice.
It was actually really nice. It was unfortunate that it took a global pandemic for us to take some downtime, but it was really nice. It's been good to be home. It'll be good to be back. Transitions are always weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was a little bit tricky. I mean, again, we are Doom exactly, so Doom would be on this list. I actually have the Doom collection, so I think it's Doom 1, and then there's a weird one in between Doom 1 and Doom 2 or whatever. It's like Final Doom and Ultimate Doom or something. So I got this Doom collection disc I remember buying that I still have this disc for. But it was... like Tish was saying, again, with your guys' support, when seeing our building getting damaged and watching live video of somebody breaking through the front door, and it was just, you can't even explain how that felt. I mean, it takes the breath right out of you, kind of thing. It's just totally surreal. And Tish said it the best, that riots are something you see on TV, not where you live or work. And I mean, we practically live here, so
it was pretty freaky.
It was very heartwarming to see the amount of response that people had checking in. I mean, a lot of these people know us through Facebook on the Replay Games business page, but the amount of people that reached out and just said, hey, how are things going, kind of thing, do you need any help? But then also when this all started with the coronavirus stuff, I mean, you guys were really great at signing on for the prepaid hours and gift cards and things of that nature. So
if you had ordered a gift card from us or hour passes, we've got those here. You can pick them up when you come in, or we can send them to you. Just let us know what way you want to go. We do always sell pre-hour passes and gift cards. Got any graduates or Father's Day is coming up? Yeah. We would love to hook you up with
GoldenEye 64, Ben.
Get a dad's GoldenEye tournament going. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah, so... have not talked to Kyle about resuming Faro Game Makers yet, but it's definitely on the docket, and it's one of those that, like I said, this is going to be new normal and figuring out what that is. But I mean, we have the space to space everybody out with our tables and things like that. We've limited the chairs around our tables. We're trying to encourage that social distancing, but I think it's going to be something that we'll have a conversation out separate from this. So, but I mean, really, it's just a bunch of babysitting work for the technology right now. It's getting things ready for installation and waiting for things to download, kind of stuff. So we're pretty much caught up on anything that we need help for. The glass that broke in the window that broke back here, I mean, it was a lot of glass in that we swept it all up, but you might, like she said, still find a piece or two here. But we did a deep clean. We swept everything. We pulled the wall units, the units away from the walls, and then even brushed down the bricks and stuff just because of how much dust they collect. So
found a lot of spiders, so we took care of those for you.
And mopped and all that stuff. So, and then all of the cushions we sent through the laundry, so they've all been washed and they're ready to go. And yeah, we're just basically finishing up the software side of things. There's a couple of smaller projects that we're working on finishing up here, but nothing that's going to be crazy there. I was going to say that with the prepaid stuff and online stuff, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys helping out with that, I mean, we would not have made it this far. So, I mean, you guys definitely pulled through and helped us out a ton, which was very, very encouraging. And it's, you know, it's one thing when you open up a store and nobody shows up, but here we opened up a store and you guys showed up. So that definitely is what keeps us motivated, keeps us going. And then, you know, we were fortunate that we were able to take advantage of the government programs that were available. So that helped us get by as well. And our landlord's been very good at working with us as well, which is kind of what we've heard across the board with small businesses, but there's definitely a few out there that have unfortunately not had that kind of relationship with their landlord. So we've been very blessed and very thankful for all the help and assistance that's come our way throughout all this. So, but yeah, I think that's about it for us. So.
Probably. We talked about a lot of things. We'll write up a post. This will be easy to find on our website and on our Facebook page. But if you have any questions, send us a message, give us a call. We can't wait to see you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you and love you so much. We'll see you soon. Now the awkward, how do I end this?
So this is the end. This is the end. We're going to click the thing and make it stop.
See you guys.